Hi everybody, this is Mrs. Campos. This video is to help you with your class kick, slide 2 for this week. When we're talking about slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, remember the m is the slope and the b is the y-intercept. So the m, as long as it's in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, the m is located right in front of the x. So for example, in this problem, right in front of the x, we see the number -9. And so -9 is going to be the slope of that line, -9. So on all of these problems right here, we're going to be able to find the slope right in front of the x. It's the number right in front of the x. All you do is replace or write that number in for the slope. And the y-intercept is this number here. It's the second number. Okay, all of these numbers, and that includes the sign. If it's a negative, you must write the negative. Okay, so if it's, for example, this one would be a positive 15. Okay, and if it's a negative, for example, this one here would be a negative 10. And the slope and the y-intercept, they can be whole numbers, they can be fractions, it doesn't matter. They can be positive, negative. So the slope on this one here, what's the number right in front of the x, is 3/4, 3/4. So those are identifying the slope and the y-intercept from an equation. Now, when you get down to these problems, you're going to be finding the slope and the y-intercept from a graph. Okay, and just be careful because I kind of switched it up a bit. I put the y-intercept, the b, first this time and then the m second. It doesn't matter what you find first. You're still going to write it in that order. Y equals mx plus b. Okay, so let's find the b first. The b is the y-intercept. It's where the graph crosses the y-axis. Remember, it's y to the sky. The y-axis is all the way up and down to the sky. And so where does this line cross the y-axis? Well, if it's kind of hard to see because there are no numbers, you can always write your own numbers in. You know, 0, 0 is that the origin where the x and y-axis cross. And then underneath that is going to be -1, -2, -3. So it looks like the y-intercept, the b, is -3 on this one. And then the m is the slope. It's the rise over the run. So you can go from one dot up to the next dot. So the rise of this one is 2 and the run is 1. So we have a rise of 2 and a run of 1. 2/1. Remember the song, the difference of the y and the difference of the x, also known as rise over run. Divide the 2 and then reduce. And then you got slope, 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 slope. So reduce, you have to reduce. 2 divided by 1 is 2. Okay, and then you just put it into the equation y equals mx plus b. And like I said, I don't care which one you found first. Your m is going to be replaced with the m, and the b is going to be replaced with the b. So the m is, let me get the right color here. The m is 2, and that's going to go in front of the x. So we're going to write y equals, the y is already there, y equals, you're going to write 2x, and then the b is right here. It's, oops, wrong one. The b is -3, and that's going to go right here, right after you write 2x, and then you're going to write -3. Some people might write plus a -3. I like to clean it up a little bit and just put -3. Okay. It doesn't matter how they ask you for the slope. They might tell you the m. They might ask you for the m. They might ask you for the rate of change. They might say the rise over the run. Those all mean slope. And when we're talking about the y-intercept, we could say y-intercept. We could say where it crosses through the y-axis. So for example, on number 5, when they say that, they're just saying that that's the y-intercept. That's where it crosses through the y-axis. So obviously that number is going to go right there. And then one other thing on number 2, the y-intercept is 0, right? It's crossing right through at 0. So some of you are going to be tempted to add a plus 0 at the end of this equation, but remember that's not necessary. You don't walk around saying I'm 13 plus 0 years old. That's not necessary, so we're not going to write it when we write the equation. So you can leave that plus 0 off. All right, and then down here, same thing. They're just asking for specific things, either the slope or the equation or the y-intercept. But you guys are experts on that now. All right, hope this video helped.